Hi, this is Rick Storley from Game Day Coaching and New Home Sales Coach. And at the very core of sales management, you have to look at hiring and hiring the best people for your particular sales team. Now, if you've read the book From Good to Great by Jim Collins, you know he talks about getting the right people on the bus. Never has that been more important than in today's housing market. We have so much negative attention aimed at our industry that you've got to have a very, very tough salesperson with thick skin to handle that and find and seek out the opportunities in our marketplace, because that's what there is today. There are opportunities everywhere, but it's very difficult to find a salesperson that will take advantage of them. So while hiring is more of let's say, an art than a science, there are some specific traits that you can look for and also traits to avoid. Let's take a look at the positive traits to start for. I like to look for smart people in that they have good common sense. They're focused on education and they have a childlike curiosity to learning the next greatest thing. And today that has to revolve around technology. Because your particular prospects are technologically proficient, you have to have a salesperson that is as well. They've got to have high energy and they've got to be self-motivated. They have to have a positive attitude, but not be stupid and not, look a brick wall in the face and saying, well, it's just a matter of time before I can get through this. No, you've got to have people that will see the opportunity, but also understand when it's best to move on. They've got to be coachable and open-minded, open to new suggestions, open to changes in the marketplace. Our market is changing so fast and will continue to evolve so much over the next few years here. You've got to have people that can say, yeah, you know what, I can handle it and I can roll with the punches. You've got to make sure that their behavior style matches your ideal success profile. What is the brand of your company? What do you want to radiate into the marketplace? Make sure they match that. Emotionally mature. A young salesperson can be very emotionally mature, while an older salesperson can be very emotionally immature. And you know what I'm talking about. People that always have an excuse for not doing what they're supposed to do, that aren't held accountable because of this, that, or the other thing. There's constantly a reason why they can't do something. Avoid people like that. Match the age of your salesperson to the anticipated age of your prospects. If you're selling to first-time home buyers, don't hire someone who's 55 years old. And vice versa, if you're selling to empty nesters, don't hire someone who's 28 years old. Now let's look at some of the negative traits that you probably want to avoid. First of all, stay away from experience. Now I know you say, what? No, what I mean by this is, if you have somebody that is interviewing with you that has prior new home sales experience or perhaps prior remodeling sales experience, you got to understand that while you're thinking, oh, I can just hire them and they'll be plugged right in, I won't have to train them, you're bringing on all those negative habits and baggage with them. In other words, look at the Green Bay Packers, excuse me for the sports analogy, but they just won the Super Bowl in 2011, and they're all based on drafting and developing. So what you want to look at is drafting people that have those good traits I just talked about and developing them with the sales tools and sales skills. And that's why you're a member of Game Day Coaching. Avoid know-it-all-itis. Know-it-all-itis is simply someone who's been around and feels they know it all, and no matter what the market's doing, they're not going to change because they already know it. The king bee and the queen bee syndrome. That's when you have a top producer in your particular sales team and they feel they are above the rest of the salespeople, where they don't have to perhaps do the same things that you're asking the other salespeople to do. It's a cancer in your sales team, and no matter what, I don't care how much production that you're getting out of them right now, and you think, oh, your company will be sunk without them, you're much better off getting rid of them now and developing your new talent that is going to do the things that you're asking them to do. You will wildly surpass any production that leaves with that particular salesperson. Yes, life does go on without those people. The top producer syndrome is really the same thing. Someone that's been at the top thinks they're going to be at the top and doesn't have to do what you ask them to do because they are a top producer. And here's a great quote from Ross Perot. Eagles don't flock, you find them one at a time. Incredibly important. I just hired a new salesperson for one of my clients. We had 150 resumes. We boiled it down to probably 3. We would have hired maybe 2. That's really what it comes down to. Eagles don't flock, you find them one at a time. Happy selling.